Hey y'all, let's talk about my first draft. Now, there are very many different ways for someone to complete a first draft. I'll talk about mine, but we could really delve into different techniques and the fundamental facts of creating a first draft, but I won't do that right now. If we are talking about just how I completed the first draft, my first reaction is I don't know. It's all quite a fever dream at this point. But we did it. It's completed. I've gotten through the editing phase. I've got more editing to do. But in creating the first draft, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of how I got it done was I just wrote. I'm one of those that I have a really hard time moving past a section without really editing it and making it absolutely perfect. So it's really hard for me to really get through the whole first draft. I think a lot of people can relate with that. But a piece of advice I've heard many authors say, and I'll continue to parrot it myself, is the first draft is you telling yourself the story. Editing and all of the stuff that comes later, that's what's building upon your story to make it perfect for the readers. But your first draft is just the bare bones of what the story is. So, if anything, what helped to get the first draft done was I just wrote. Sometimes with no plan, sometimes with no energy or motivation to even write, I wrote. There were many days that I was like, my brain feels like mush. I don't think I can write today. But just sitting down in front of my book, even if I didn't have a plan, I didn't even know what came next. As long as I wrote, even I made a goal of 100 words and I wrote those 100 words, sometimes that would just get me into the mood to keep writing and keep going with the story. So, as just a quick short of telling you how I got my first draft done, that would be my main thing was I wrote. Even if it was the cruddiest writing you'd ever seen and the story was all over the place, I wrote and I wrote until I hit the end and then I was able to go back and fix it up and really turn it into a story that was worthy of its readers. So yeah, I hope that helps. If we're wanting to dive more into first drafts, the different like between outliner, pantser, and different fundamentals of a first draft, let me know. I can do a whole YouTube video on it, but that's all for how I created my first draft. Anyway, love y'all. Hope this helps.